Starting over? Where'd you play, Nick? Starting much again? Like repeat or something?
Actually, it started like
I need like a Good morning and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the West Morris Mendham High School class of 2025. Before we begin, please join me in thanking the Mendham High School graduation band for that wonderful performance. Now I invite all who are able to please stand for the rendering of our national anthem performed by our very own choral group, the Treble Makers.
Oh, say, by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave, home of the brave.
Good morning, administrators, faculty, families, and fellow graduates, and welcome to the West Morris Mendham class of 2025 graduation ceremony. My name is Jessica Pappas, and I am honored to stand before you today as your class salutatorian. When Mrs. Marr informed me that I was eligible to present our class welcome, I began rapidly contemplating what I would say to you all should I be given the privilege of addressing you. My Google history quickly filled with searches such as best graduation speeches of all time and most inspirational commencement speakers. Since we are the generation of 10-second TikToks and short attention spans, let me spare you all the binge watch and summarize each of these speeches in 5 seconds. Open with a quote from a famous person, bonus points if it's FDR, dispense some sage advice and life lessons, and end with a polite thank you for attending. However, I found myself struggling to follow this outline. After all, what do I know? How am I supposed to appear all-knowing and give advice to my fellow graduates about a future I have not yet experienced myself? It is with this question that I began formulating my speech around the many things I do not know, rather than pretending to be wise beyond my years. At the end of the day, it is the unknowns that make life worth living. So here are a few things I don't know yet, and maybe some of them will sound familiar to you too. Number 1, I don't know what will cause me to doubt myself. Graduating means stepping out of the comfort zone we have built for ourselves over the past 4 years. We will no longer walk into a building where our principal greets us on National High Five Day, and we will no longer recognize every face we see in the halls. Each of us will meet new people with incredible achievements and intellects. And there will be days when we ask ourselves the question, do I deserve to be here? But if there is one thing I've learned about the class of 2025, it is that we are determined to push boundaries and prove ourselves in the world. As I look out at all of your faces, I see people who have literally worked overnight on this very field to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for cancer research through Relay for Life. I see members of our football team who brought our school further into the playoffs than we have gone in years. And as the fourth kid in my family to pass through Mendham, I can vouch that this is the best team I've witnessed in my 12 years as a Mendham football spectator. Our experiences here at Mendham are proof that we are all skilled, hardworking individuals with the ability to achieve greatness, and I hope you will remember that whenever moments of imposter syndrome cause you to think differently. Number 2, I don't know when I will feel afraid. Here at Mendham, the scariest things I faced were AP exams, a minor 4.8 magnitude earthquake, this year's prom ticket prices, and near concussions from fly balls at the Mendham Central baseball game. However, none of us truly know what we can expect now that we're leaving Mendham, and that is a frightening concept to grasp. Nonetheless, I have seen this class repeatedly stare down nerve-wracking situations. This is the class whose mock trial team flew to Arizona to represent the state of New Jersey at the national championships. In front of me are people who moved to Mendham from Europe, Asia, Central and South America to begin a completely new life here in the States. In this crowd are people who repeatedly immerse themselves in our musical ensembles and theater programs to deliver countless performances on our beloved Mendham stage, persevering through the occasional fire alarm going off. We have all faced fear in our own ways as Mendham students, and while the situations we may be facing in the future could be more serious, we can take with us the lessons we have learned here. So whether you're worried about meeting your roommate, living away from home for the first time, or in my case, fighting to secure a ticket to the Duke-UNC basketball game, sorry Mr. Ryan, but go Blue Devils, I'm willing to bet we'll handle it all like we handled the last 4 years, with grit, humor, and to our parents' dismay, probably an energy drink or two. Finally, number 3, I don't know where I'll be in 4 years. I encourage you all to think back to your early days of high school and acknowledge how far you have come from being that scared little freshman you once were. Who would have thought back then that we would achieve all that we have? Maybe you're president of a club you've been in since freshman year. Maybe you completed your IB diploma. Maybe you're simply a kind and giving person who makes other people's days brighter. Whoever you are today, you are leaps and bounds ahead of the you of 4 years ago. With this in mind, I encourage you to step into the future with trust that everything will work out. In 2029, when some random valedictorian or salutatorian is addressing you with a speech just like this one, you will have achieved things that are incomprehensible to you today. I could go on and on about the questions I still have as I leave Mendham, but I want to instead leave you with one thing I do know for certain. What we achieved today is a testament to the perseverance, spirit, and talent of the Mendham class of 2025. We may not know exactly what the future holds, but we've learned here at Mendham that we are capable of facing whatever comes our way together. So as we step into this next chapter, let's embrace the not knowing. After all, it was Socrates, one of the greatest thinkers in history, who said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." I encourage you all to view what you do not know as the freedom to learn about the world, take risks even if it means failing, and grow into the best version of yourself possible. Carry forward the lessons and memories we've shared, knowing we've already proven to ourselves that we are ready for anything. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2025.
All right, Jess is a tough act to follow, but I'll do my best. Good morning, class of 2025, parents, teachers, administrators, and everyone here to celebrate our accomplishments of the past 4 years. Now, if you've attended a graduation for a sibling, cousin, or friend, I'm sure you know this kind of speech usually recognizes all of our accomplishments over the years and the amazing community that we've formed together. Now, while that's all very, very true, I would like to focus on something a little bit different. A few months ago, my dad, who sometimes mistakes himself for a philosopher, introduced me to the concept of liminal spaces, which to me is just essentially a way of saying a moment of transition or waiting. I like to think of it like standing in a doorway, where you can still see and reflect on what's behind you, while also being able to look to the future and plan ahead. As all of us have experienced these in-between moments at some point in our lives, especially here at Mendham. They can be small, like asking your friend about the test you're about to take next period, simultaneously reflecting on your lack of studying the night before, while also imagining the not-so-great score you might receive a week from now. At the same time, liminal spaces can be as large as the end of the sports season, thinking about your very last game, your very last play, while already being excited for next year. Right now, each of us is about to begin the next chapter of our lives. For many of us, it will be the largest change we've experienced so far. We are all about to try something we've never done before, whether that be going to colleges in cities many miles away, or staying in town and getting used to life outside the walls of Mendham High School. But before that happens, before we navigate all these new opportunities, I think it's important that we take the time and take advantage of our common liminal space to help each other get ready for the shifts and changes ahead. As I reflect, a few things stand out to me. Most of all, as a class, we'll be leaving Mendham High School better than when we found it. Just think of all the things we've accomplished together on every court, field, stage, and classroom. We should be incredibly proud of ourselves. I also think that as we look back, or in this case, we look around and acknowledge the network of people that we will forever be connected with. As we take a look at the other side of liminal spaces and enter the stage where we plan ahead and look to our futures, I've come to realize that it's the people you meet that transcend any transitional period. Regardless of where we're going, or how complex our plans might become, the relationships we build exist across each chapter of our lives. Now, I'm not saying you'll remember every name from the class of 2025. I'm not even saying that you'll be in contact with everyone you think you'll be in contact years from now. But you know that when you need it, the relationships built in this school will be here for you, no matter how many transitions you might pass through or how many challenges you might face. So I urge us to make the most of the time together, to reflect, to plan, and to enjoy everything that we've achieved. And between the graduation parties, and the vacations, and the jobs, take the time to appreciate the bonds you've built and the people you've spent the last 4 years with, because it is these people who mean the most. And as Jess so beautifully and honestly said, none of us know exactly where we'll be 4 years from now or what the future has in store for us. But know, class of 2025, that we are standing in the doorway. Let's walk through with confidence, knowing that everything we have learned, everything we have done, all the friendships we have made, and all the knowledge we have gained has prepared us for the next step and every step to follow. Thank you and congratulations.
Good morning, parents, faculty, friends, and members of the class of 2025. My name is Kenneth Alloy, and I'm the senior class president.
My name is Alex Russo, and I'm the senior class vice president.
My name is Kayla Wagner, and I'm the senior class treasurer.
And I'm Emily Mole, the senior class secretary.
We thank you for the opportunity to represent our class over the past 4 years. And now we would like to take this moment to present our senior class gift.
Our class gift is 2 wall-mounted frames and lights that will be placed outside of the auditorium. They will serve to advertise any concerts, shows, or events taking place inside the auditorium. A small plaque will be attached to each frame and will read, "Donated by the class of 2025.
This gift actively reflects our class because of our extensive participation in music, theater, and even our own class events. As class officers, we brought various new activities and events to Mendham High School, such as our gingerbread house contest during the holiday season and our widely popular in-school basketball tournament in February.
Planning these events was not easy, with long hours and meetings to make sure they can happen, but we know that each student enjoyed them and made lasting memories there. The 4 of us are truly grateful to have been elected as class officers and to have hosted these spirit events and profitable events to offset this cost of our senior prom.
We'd also like to thank our advisors, Mrs. Brandt and Mrs. DiBasegli, for their support and time in helping with every event, fundraiser, and project for our class. We owe all of our successes to them and are truly grateful for their involvement.
We hope that our gift will be a constant reminder to inspire individuals to get involved and support each other. Thank you and congratulations.
Good morning, students, families, faculty, members of the Board of Education, and honored guests. My name is Ann Marr, and I have the privilege of being the principal of this remarkable school. Before I begin, I'd like to share a small story with you. When I was in 4th grade, my family moved to Mendham, and I walked into Mountain View School feeling like the new kid. I still remember sitting at lunch that first day, unsure of where to go or who to sit with, until a classmate named Carol scooted over and simply said, "You can sit here." That tiny moment, a gesture that might have felt small to her, stayed with me my entire life. It taught me something foundational. Community is built in moments of welcome, in the everyday choices we make to include one another. Though my high school years took me to Massachusetts, Mendham remained home in my heart. And not long after graduating college, I found my way back, first as a teacher and now incredibly as your principal. It is with pride and a full heart that I add my voice to the warm welcomes already shared this morning as we gather to celebrate the commencement of the West Morris Mendham High School class of 2025. I'd like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our Grand Marshal, Lindsay Shartner, my outstanding assistant, Jessica Bradley, our dedicated class advisors, Meg Brandt and Maggie DiBasegli, the incredible administrative team, and the tech, maintenance, and music departments, all of whom play an essential role in bringing this special event to life. I'd also like to recognize our teachers, counselors, advisors, and coaches whose unwavering care and commitment deliver the highest quality guidance and instruction each day. Thank you also to our student speakers. Jessica, thank you for your words this morning, thoughtful, humorous, and wise in their honesty. Your ability to name the unknowns with such clarity and still offer us confidence and hope is a gift. And Ryan, thank you for reminding us of the power of transitions, those liminal spaces, and the relationships that anchor us through them. Both of your speeches embody what we aim to instill here at Mendham: reflection, resilience, and a deep appreciation for one another. Class of 2025, as you began your high school journey, you came together from 4 towns. As I look at you now, I see one class, one community. Over the past 4 years, you've come together in classrooms, on the fields, across the stage, and in service to others. You've shared laughter in the hallways, worked side by side on projects and performances, and cheered each other on through those victories and setbacks. You've grown together, not just as students, but as people. That growth has been nurtured in a school community that challenges you to think deeply, act with integrity, and see the world through a wider lens. As an international baccalaureate world school, Mendham is rooted in values like open-mindedness, compassion, and a shared responsibility to make the world a better place. These values shape who we are as a school, a place that encourages curiosity, reflection, and sincere respect for diverse perspectives. They are part of what has prepared you not only for this moment, but for all that lies ahead. In fact, sometimes the most important lessons don't come from textbooks or tests, but from the people who show us what it means to show up with consistency, empathy, and strength. This year's Distinguished Educator, Mrs. Jessica Lascauso, is one of those people. Her impact reaches far beyond the classroom walls, working with students in general education, special education, our Better Success and work-based learning programs. She helps young people discover resilience in themselves, especially when they're not sure it's even there. Jess makes students feel seen, heard, and valued, no matter what kind of day they're having. In doing so, she reminds all of us that resilience isn't always loud or bold. Often it's quiet, steady, and built in the relationships that help us believe we can keep going, even when it's hard. Of course, learning at Mendham doesn't just happen during lessons or on a computer screen. It happened in the everyday moments, too. One of our biggest, wonderful seniors here today, Hallie Ferrara, recently said to me, "Mrs. Marr, the biggest challenge at high school isn't the tests or projects, it's the parking lot." She described the daily battle to find a spot as less of a chore and more of a survival game, like trying to outwit a secret society of drivers who appear from nowhere the moment you think you found an empty space. I couldn't help but laugh, of course, because sometimes it's these small, unexpected challenges, the everyday moments, that remind us to keep calm, stay patient, and maybe even smile at the chaos. Life will throw all kinds of challenges your way, some serious, some silly, and your ability to keep your sense of humor will be one of your greatest tools moving forward. And in those everyday moments, in the parking lot, the classrooms, the auditorium, or wherever the match took place, there was often someone behind the scenes cheering you on. Perhaps a friend, a parent, a family member, a teacher, a coach. Graduates, take a moment today to thank them. None of us got here on our own. Their love and encouragement gave you the strength to stretch, try new things, and take on the unknown. And take them on you did. You joined things that were new or unfamiliar at first. Some of you became leaders in women in STEM or robotics, performed under the spotlight or behind the scenes in choir or theater, explored passions in the gaming club, Peace Project, peer leaders, Relay for Life, or mock trial. Others pursued career interests through VOTEC, led in FBLA, debate, Model UN, or found your voice through Yearbook, The Patriot, or Girl Up. You marched in band, waved flags in color guard, lit the stage in sound and lighting, competed in Math League, Science Olympiad, and found connection in GSA, or pushed yourselves on one of your many athletic teams. That first step might have felt intimidating, but you took it anyway. And because of that, you're walking away with more experience, more knowledge, and more meaningful friendships than you had when you started. As you step into your next chapter, whether it's college, service, travel, or something else, embrace every opportunity, especially the ones that feel a little scary or unfamiliar. Keep asking questions. Keep exploring new ideas. Keep challenging yourself to grow. Keep learning. Growth never stops, and that's a good thing. No word better captures the promise and possibility of today than commencement. Be truly proud of all that you've begun here. It's only the beginning. Before I close, I'd like to share a few words about the bell you heard ring 5 times to begin our processional this morning. Forged in France and gifted by the class of 2020, the bell bears the inscription, "Time well spent from the first bell to the last." This morning, the president of the incoming class of 2026, Zoya Ayub, stood watcher of the bell and rang it to begin your final walk as Mendham students. Following our ceremony, I invite each of you to stop by the bell and ring it yourself, a simple but powerful way to commemorate all that you've achieved today. And now it's my pleasure to welcome Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Stephen Ryan, to officially certify the West Morris Mendham's class of 2025.
There's a lot of fanning going on out there. Take a drink. Take a drink. You'll help yourselves. Good morning. You are the Mendham High School class of 2025, and I am truly so happy to be here with you at this moment. Before certifying that you have met the requirements necessary to receive your diploma, having known you for 4 years, I would like to take the liberty to just share a couple of brief thoughts, even if they merely echo the sentiments you've already heard. These will reflect your time here and your time ahead. As far as ahead, I've referenced before and reference now for you my long since passed grandmother left me with a message for how to do well in life. It went like this: show up, pay attention, tell the truth, do your best, and deal with the rest. That will serve you in your relationships, in your workplace, or in your studies. If you take those simple steps, you are sure to do well. Next, in a moment, you're going to hear the choral reflection, The Road Home by Stephen Paulus. Give your attention not just to the delightful voices of your classmates, but also listen carefully to the lyrics. If you do so, near the end you will hear the line, "There is no such beauty as where you belong." There is no such beauty as where you belong. In that moment, at the conclusion of the reflection, be mindful of the connections that you have enjoyed with classmates, with a teacher, with a coach, or an advisor, maybe even with an administrator. Be mindful that you have belonged at Mendham High School. You will always belong to Mendham High School, and Mendham High School belongs to you. I have seen you express the beauty in belonging in countless ways over these 4 years. You know you belong when you can be your true self. You can be vulnerable, laughing uncontrollably, singing mildly out loud in unison in the bleachers at a basketball game, "The butterflies fly away," or breaking it down on the dance floor. So beyond Mendham High School, find reasons to laugh, to dance, and find people you can sing out loud with as you have in your time here. And know that you will always belong to Mendham High School. Mr. Strobel and members of our Board of Education, I proudly certify that these honored students have met the requirements of the West Morris Regional High School District Board of Education and the state of New Jersey and have rightfully earned their diplomas from West Morris Mendham High School. And I heartfully congratulate them all.
And now we will have our choral reflection.
Will I know
It is now my honor to recognize your class valedictorian and salutatorian who will present each of you by name. First, your valedictorian, Alex Russo. Next, your salutatorian, Jessica Pappas.
Ruby Teresa Holmes. Alexa Jade Swenson. Daniela D. Abend. Joshua Kwabena Achongpong. Kristen Lynn Ackerman. Lorenzo Biagio Agostinelli. Ian Michael Aikenhead. Andrea Alberton Dominguez. Oliver Alberton Dominguez. Philip Joseph Alfano V. William Nicholas Andrews. Lonnie Valentina Arias Carrillo.
Ryan Christopher Smith. Kenneth Alloway. Emily Elizabeth Mole. Kayla Elliott Wagner. Rhea Atlery. Javitha Babu. Alyssa Jacqueline Barbara. Mary E. Barcelona. Ian Barno. Isabella Ann Bartiromo.
Elise Patricia Bellinis. Sean Daniel Bellinis. Kimberly Madison Bodai. Hayden Michael Bogart. Liam Thomas Brandt. Ian Matthew Braun. Kian Brennan. Nicholas Joseph Bruno. Lily Jean Budd. Thomas Conrad Cahill. Cole Albert Capuzzi. Brianna Marisol Carrera Rivera.
Eric J. Carrera Ruiz. Cindy Castro Bedoya. Martin Castro Salazar. Lillian Louise Chandler. Rahul Chandra. Ria Chandra. Allison Joyce Christensen. Ellie Singari. Eliette Sarah Clark. Timothy Chase Kakuza. Mia Bracken Compel. Benjamin A. Conover.
William Robert Cooper. Liam Dahlwald Crowley. L. Simone Zopp. Octavio de Castro Soros. Rafael Ian de Souza Rodriguez. Abigail Ann Deegan. Max Nicholas Delarada. Tobias Joel Charles Dickens. Devin Claire Donnelly. Christian Joseph Drew. Carter Bailey Duncan.
Sullivan Kenny Dunn. Eric William Falzerano. Anders James Farley. Annabelle M. Farnsworth. Aiden Steele Farber. Jacob Andrew Fennell. Olivia Ann Fergus. Hallie Christine Ferrara. Catherine Lynn Fisher. Andrew J. Floria. Sebastian Michael Foytu. Rafael Angelo Fonte.
Jake Thomas Fox. John Edmund Fox V. Simon Peter Fries. Evan Gerald Galicchio. Nicholas Joseph Gamba. Bryn Ellen Gambuti. Mishi Geller. Tyler Austin Gilmore. Zachary Ryan Geyser. Anthony Thomas Greco. Oliver T. Griffiths. Enzo Van Ben Guion.
Mark Lawrence Geiselman. Neve Hadar. Elizabeth Rose Hamilton. Tommy Harley. Max Christian Harner. Hannah Jo Harris. Seth Harris. Ava Paulina Hartle. Logan James Heath. Ella Eileen Hecker. Gretchen Maureen Higgins. Declan Christopher Higgins.
Max James Higginson. Allison Veronique Holmes. Aiden James Howell. Harry George Hughes. Juliet Emmanuel Hyde. Caleb David Idle. Skylar Evan Ingber. Lauren Rose James. Elena Javed. Thomas Jameson Gendrika. Yulisa Jimenez Enamorado.
Charlie Alexis Jurispaus. Raid Alonto Karim. Amber Cassis. Henrik Giacona Kaufman. Reagan Kelly. Sophia Kioski. Drew Howard Kerbick. Rowan Spencer Killam. Maxton Theodore Kilroy. Ava Evelyn Kimmel. Kevin Peter King. Matthew John King.
Henry F. Kinderberg. Benjamin Walter Kirby. Marin Alice Kirby. Avery Michelle Koch. Charlotte Kochis. Olivia Marie Kohler. Christian Leighton Tarsky. Carter William Lasusa. Thaddeus Ryan Lasusa. Rihanna Pascal Ladano. Ryan A. Lazara. Paul Jonathan LeBeau.
Maureen LaFrancis. Anthony Robert Levine. Jordan Robert Lieberworth. Robert Emmanuel Limatone. Vivian Abigail Lindsay. Mackenzie Brooke Linehan. Nicholas Edward Mormon. Stephen Patrick Lamello. Leticia Annabella Marroquin Lopez. Austin Jonathan Lustig. Charles Sheridan McDonald. Alan Eduardo Manzo.
Peyton Lynn Maresca. Eris George Martinez Perez. Colin Edward McCarthy. John Paul McChesney. Kian James McGuire. Shyla C. Maida. Maylene Linda Mendoza. Ethan Loy Bertrand Mershimer. Emily Jean Mahalik. Isabella Mitsum. Sophia Anna Milosevic. Caitlin Laurel Miller.
Cameron Andrew Miller. Malin Lamar Miller. John Mateos Monroe. Daniel Julian Moore. Michael Gregory Moore Jr. Brody Robert Mortensen. Olivia Marie Mulvey. Molly Elizabeth Murphy. Paolo J. Nelson. Ryan Nelson. Emma Marie Nicholson. Jacob William Nussbaum.
Lucy McLaurin Todd O'Brien. Aiden Andrew O'Connor. Fiona Shevlin O'Neill. Olivia L. Oskin. Caitlin Abby Pabon. Biden Bernabe Pacheco Padilla. Joseph Arturo Pacheco Martinez. Angelina Irene Paftinos. Elizabeth Ann Panfili. Ned Robert Panfili III. Preston James Payon. Cameron John Parinello.
Justin Joseph Patino. Ethan Kyle Payne. Madison Grace Pila. Olivia Grace Piacenti. Riley Melissa Pearson. Katerina Pisani. Jack Vance Powarski. Cooper Charles Politan. Jack Devaya Palungata. Michael Anthony Kishar. Alexander Laturette Peisner. William John Peisner II.
Jacqueline Renee Ransdell. Kurt Thomas Rame. Aiden William Ryan Riley. Jesse Krista Rahano. Loki Reynolds. Cruz Nathan Richardson. William John Richter. Sabrina Grace Rocca. Sebastian Emmanuel Rodriguez. Peter Joseph Rooney III. Caitlin Kerber Rossiak. Lauren Lillian Ruffalo.
Noah A. Ryden. Natalie A. Ryden. Emmy Saito. Sienna Kondrop Santomo. Sabrina Page Saunders. Angela Carmela Savino. Annalise Jane Scala. Adam Alexander Scharfenberg I. Elise Renee Shellman. Ava Grace Scherer. Nolan Brandon Schurter. Ashlyn D. Serrano Toledano.
Jevon Diego Shaw. Ian Patrick Shaw. Grace Ellen Schulberg. Matthew A. Simroth. Leo William Slane. Violet G. Sloan. Andrew Patrick Smith. Cameron Marcus Smith. John Joseph Spagnuolo Jr. Matthew N. Spataro. Harrison Parker Spence. Blake Alexander Starr.
Tony Joseph Starsev. Claire Elizabeth Stolarski. Emma Kaylin Stoltz. Stelina Antonia Strange. Sviatoslav Stupkin. Thomas David Suchnek. Kevin Suklaw. Mary Hope Swartz. Anna Simone Tallis. Andrew Tang. Daniel Robert Quinto. John Joseph Quinto.
Caitlin Christine Thalaker. Benjamin Austin Thompson. Gavin Cal Truin. Catherine Ann Tomasello. Benjamin Torres Diaz. Avery Elizabeth Treff. Alexei Chunov. Ella Marie Tufariello. Megan Elizabeth Turner. Ryan Thomas Turner. Ryan Hamilton Tweedy. Blake Van Deventer.
Cole Patrick Bassel. Danica Hayden Vasquez. Mariana Vega Hernandez. Tyler Christian Beltray. Aleo Villagomez Ramirez. Noah Riley Villalobos. Annabella Marie Vivenzio. Marley Quinn Vogt. Evan George Bongus. Gregory Sebastian Voiles. Leah Jane Wagenbach. William Luke Wallace.
Samuel Malcolm Warchow-Schmidt. Sean D. Ware. Victor Hayden Weisberger. Celine M. Worley. Sienna Christine Worley. Mara Eleanor Whipple. Cassidy Jules Wilson. Phoebe Catherine Wentz.
Allison Ryan Wise. Dylan Wolf. Alexander David Wong. Mitchell Ryan Wood.
Damien Michael Woody II. Braden Joseph Yoakum. Christopher E. Zelaya. Caroline May Ziegler.
As the school bell that rang on your first day now rings out for a final time, may it echo the pride we feel in all you've become. At this time, I invite our valedictorian and salutatorian to move to the center of the dais to lead the turning of the tassel. Ring, 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 ring. Congratulations to the men